This is the Reckless Motorcycles XS Batwing Fairing, made specifically for motorcycle riders who are looking for a Batwing fairing with the pre-installed audio system, but no actual radio head unit. This is perfect for riders who prefer an open glove box storage with a simple Bluetooth connection to play all of their music directly from their Bluetooth device or cell phone through the speakers. The unit comes pre-installed with a 400 watt Rockford Fosgate amplifier to power the speakers up. You have a aux 3.5mm auxiliary input to play any of your music directly through your auxiliary connection. You also have a 12 volt power outlet to get a source of power, and of course the pre-installed Bluetooth unit to have your phone paired directly with the speakers. Now you can find this Batwing fairing at www.accessoryinternational.com.
Damn. Yeah.
This is the Reckless Motorcycles XS Batwing Fairing. Now this Batwing fairing does come complete with the 400 watt Rockford Fosgate amplifier pre-installed, which gives you a nice punch coming from the two 6.5 inch speakers that you have built into the fairing. Now the speakers range between the Rockford Fosgates or the kicker speakers. The choice is yours, you tell us, and we install exactly what you want on the Batwing fairing. Now the Batwing fairing also has that two-piece fiberglass construction like I mentioned, so it does make for a nice and easy way of opening the fairing up. A couple of nuts and bolts that run along the bottom of the fairing and the top of the windshield insert here. Simply remove those and the fairing will split open into two pieces. Once you have those two pieces open, the internals of the fairing will be easy to access, which include that amplifier, the speakers, or anything else that you may want to give maintenance to periodically. Looking at the perimeter of the fairing here as well, we do have our double rubber moldings which run across the fairing. It really gives you a nice smooth finish. You don't have any of the rough edges of the fiberglass which will be protruding from the edges of the Batwing fairing, and of course these rubber seals will also help protect your fairing from water if you get caught in rain. These seals will make sure that the rain does not seep in, and it also will cut down any wind turbulence that you get when you pick up higher speeds that you may find when you have fairings that don't have these rubber seals. That wind will kind of go in between the middle and kind of give you maybe a whistling or humming noise that you might see, but with the rubber seals that will prevent any road noise that you may get from a traditional fairing. Now looking at the mounting kit on the fairing, you do see that we have a set of brackets which are already attached onto the fairing. Makes it nice and easy. Just align the fairing with your motorcycle and all of the existing bolt holes will line up with those mounting points on your motorcycle. See, the hardware is also included here as well. We have a windshield trim here which will run across the front of that fairing. The windshield trim is an additional accessory. It is not required. It's just meant to give you a nicer cosmetic appearance. We do have quite a few additional accessories which you can choose from. We will go dive into those in just a moment. Finishing off what we have inside of this bag, we do have another windshield here. This is a 10-inch windshield that we have in front of us. This is going to give you a nice amount of wind protection, and keep in mind you can choose the windshield which comes with your fairing. You can choose between a 5-inch shield or a 10-inch shield in either a clear or a lightly tinted finish. 5-inch shield most riders will look over, and a 10-inch shield most riders will look through. So it is up to you to decide exactly what you want your windshield to do, whether it's to block as much wind as you can, or if you want it to look a little bit more stylish and sleek with a smaller 5-inch windshield. Now as for the construction on this Reckless fairing, you also have the option to have either a smooth front design, which will just be your traditional smooth finish, or you can also opt to choose the vented look, which will give you a contoured shape. The actual vents that the fairing brings, they are not functional, so this is just a vented look, or a cosmetic vent if you want to call it, just to give your fairing a little bit of a different style. Now going back to those additional accessories, like I said, we have a windshield trim will be one accessory. You also have our Rockford Fosgate handlebar remote control. Now that handlebar remote control is nice. It will allow you to control all of the musical functions that the XS fairing is capable of. So if you do want to adjust the volume, maybe you want to skip the song previous or forward, or you want to pause or play the music, that handlebar remote control is wireless. It uses a Bluetooth connection, and it will allow you to control all of that music that you're playing directly from your phone but instead of having to actually put your hand in your pocket and touch your phone to control the volume or anything like that, you'll be able to do that all from the convenience of your handlebars with a remote that will mount right onto the bar. Now the next additional accessory we have are the wind deflectors. The wind deflectors mount right on the bottom sides of the fairing here. Those wind deflectors will serve a great function if you are looking to cut down as much wind buffeting as you can. The deflectors, especially at higher speeds, are going to reduce the amount of wind that a rider is being hit with, especially if you have a passenger in the back as well. It will give a more comfortable overall ride and allow you to ride more hours without feeling as much of the elemental fatigue that you may normally feel. We have two different versions of those wind deflectors. One version is the fixed, which will remain closed in that closed position the entire way through, and then we also have another version which is the adjustable, which you will actually be able to open and close to control the flow of the wind and the amount of wind buffeting that you get, whether you want it to be intense or less intense. Now our Reckless Motorcycles Batwing Fairing does come with a 5-year warranty on the fiberglass construction. If something breaks, it's damaged, it's defective, it starts chipping, whatever it may be, contact us and we will be able to provide you with a warranty to cover any of the damages that you may face. As for the speakers and the electronics that are built into the fairing, the speakers do come with a 1-year warranty, as well as any of the electronics that are pre-installed in the fairing. If something goes wrong, you let us know. All in all, the Reckless Motorcycles Batwing Fairing is perfect for riders who are looking to have a Batwing Fairing on their motorcycle that provides them with the audio but doesn't necessarily have the big radio in the center. If you're a rider who doesn't really care for the radio and is going to be using their phone to control the music, their map navigation, and all of the basic functions, then this fairing is perfect for you. The open glove box storage will give you a small area here where you can store any of your belongings, but you also have the convenience of being able to play the music, as well as having the wind protection and a sleek looking design which will make sure to look great on your motorcycle. The Reckless Motorcycles Batwing Fairings are all constructed hand-laid fiberglass here in the United States, and if you have any questions for us regarding any of the components that we have covered, please feel free to give us a call at 786-242-5400. My name is Alex here at Accessories International, and we will see you next time.